Oh, Lord. So I told y'all that was going to be heavy, 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 heavy. If y'all have a question, go ahead and drop it in the chat here so that I can focus on that next. So, with the overarching energy of this reading for my dear who is experiencing her own Cassie moment, the overarching energy is trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust. I don't want to take that because I just messed it up. Trust. If it comes out again, then I know that that's definitely your message. Trust, trust, trust. I'm not reading all of that. There's just no way. No way. Listen, I need a very, very clear message about, I need a very, very clear message about, let's see, if that's your overarching message, then I need a very, 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 very clear message then about what it is. I feel like that tells you what to do. So let's see. That did tell you what to do. It was like trust yourself, trust your own intuition, trust the vision. If you don't have one, make okay. That's just too much. That's too much. Oh gosh. That's too much. But it's telling a story. All right, so we're gonna get into it. So again, I am using the Light Seers Tarot deck, and that's what we're working on. So again, your overarching message again for the Cassie, for the our Cassie person here with energy is I don't know the order of these, but they are telling a story. They are telling a story here. So we have the lovers, right? But what I get from this lovers card is I am getting twin flame energy. Twin flame energy is not healthy. Twin flame energy is not soulmate energy. Soulmate energy builds you up. Twin flame energy costs you something. It costs you something. And so that's what I'm getting here. And what I'm also getting on this card, wow, these are some beautiful, beautiful cards. And they're supposed to be about, and we'll consult the book in a second because these are new cards, so I'm trying to get used to them. But what I'm getting here, like I said, is twin flame energy. I don't I don't think you are, I'm not getting that you are to be together right now. Um, Later on in life, possibly next life, that sounds like that's what's really going to happen. But this life, you're not good for each other. You're toxic for each other. You're toxic for each other. You're fighting all the time. Um, you feel you're stabbing your own heart because she has this arrow on her shoulder, and it's like aiming at her, so it like pierces her, and in a way it feels like it steals her voice. In fact, it looks like he's sucking the soul out of her, so he's like a dementor. And I don't want to say it this way, but I am going to say it this way because I do think it was a deliberate thing here with this particular card is that he is dark energy and he's sucking all her light. Now, I will tell you, I've seen people do this. Again, it could be friendships, but it also could be relationships or family ships. I've seen people do this where you are shining light, right? You have this light inside of you, as we talked about earlier. You have this light inside of you, and it draws the moths to the flame. And that is what's going on here. Because if you see her hair, it's being whipped up into his. If you see her energy, it's being pulled up into him. And if you see the darkness, it's starting to swirl around her and embrace her instead of his own hands embracing her. Okay, y'all. So we're getting the yard cut right now. We're just going to deal with that today. All right. So this is okay, so this is what I'm getting right now. is that the relationship you're in is some twin flame energy stuff, not soulmate stuff. So you're being torn down and you're doing some tearing down yourself because you lost yourself. You're becoming the darkness um, that this person is. But what's happening is that there is some spiritual interference in your relationship, girl. I'm gonna say girl in this case. Um, but again, it's not necessarily a female or female born. Um, but your your spirit guides, your angels, they have been trying to protect you. They've been trying to keep you apart because they understand that in this lifetime or at this time in your life, y'all are not good for each other. You're both unhealed. Okay. And so, what you are to be doing in this season of life, trusting your intuition, letting go of all the bad stuff, meaning all the stories you're telling yourself, all this, I put in this time, I got to keep him, or nobody else is going to get what I got, you got to let go of that stuff, right? But your spirit guides, your angels, your heavenly helpers have been trying to keep y'all apart, like the moon and the sun, because we got the temperance card, right? And so, um, and again, even in this card, it feels like the moon is sucking up the energy from the sun. Just like in the lover's card, we have the dark energy of the person sucking up your energy as well. So we need to be working on, um, I would say, continue to seek that guidance, continue to seek help from your heavenly helpers, continue to lean into the spiritual energy, the lightness of energy, and allow this relationship to fully end. Allow the relationship to fully end. It's temperance is to like not be volatile anymore. And so we need to apply or allow our heavenly helpers to help us keep this away from us. Um, because they're just waiting for you to do your own thing and become your own butterfly. So now we have the Page of Swords. And so the Page of Swords, this was in reverse. I can't remember if Temperance was in reverse. I don't think so. The Page of Swords, this is in reverse. And what I'm getting here. Mhm. Okay, so in the not reverse, like just looking at it, in the light part of it, what we have is a person who is reading a book, carrying knowledge, but they're also essentially tightrope walking, basically, on a bamboo stick from one ledge to the other ledge. And they're holding all their ideas, these light bulb balloons. They're holding all these ideas and the knowledge that they're reading is like floating up and helping to create and illuminate these ideas. And they're just swirled again by the soul, the spirit, the excitement that would help them take these ideas into a into fruition. Except we got this in reverse. We got it in reverse. And so what I'm getting here is that you're not allowing yourself to learn. You keep repeating the pattern because this is a twin flame. And so, like, you might need to watch like the movie Hancock or something, right? Because I believe they explore twin flames in that as well. Um, but it's got to be severed. It's got to be severed. There is no carnal activity that is great enough for you to keep losing your own soul, to keep putting your own dreams, your own purpose on hold, because um with her looking into the knowledge and her looking into the using that knowledge to create the good ideas, what's happening is that because she is being moved by purpose and passion, she's not worried about falling off that cliff. She is tiptoeing across the bamboo stick, and bamboo is extremely tough. You know, they built houses out of the thing. And that was secure enough for her to go from idea to fruition, to go from learning to application. But because this is in the reverse, you're not trusting yourself again. You're putting your own purpose, your own dreams, your own ideas, your own, like what you're actually here to do, you're putting that on hold. And instead of allowing it to take you into action, you are now hanging, suspended, barely gripping by your toes. All right, so again, we got to leave that relationship, because then here's what is is coming if you do this. If you do this, what is coming is the Four Swords. What is coming is you walking away from the circus of your life, of the relationship. You're not going to be hurry, 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 step right up and watch the greatest show on earth. You will be walking away from that if you walk away from it, if you let go, if you trust your intuition, if you allow yourself to become the butterfly instead of keep holding on to being stuck in your cocoon, your darkness of life right now, whatever hardship you're going through. Instead of thinking you're always going to be in it, you need to get excited about the moment you get out of it. You need to have that vision of what you're going to do once you get your wings and you get to soar. And this is what that looks like, right? So you'll have the opportunity that, should you do those things, trust your intuition, trust yourself, you'll have that opportunity to celebrate life. You will find yourself having new relationships. You will have people rejoicing just to be in your presence and to be with you. You will find people of similar energy, creative, loving energy. Um, and the soul, the spirit is going to totally connect. In fact, your heavenly helpers will be the ones celebrating as well, because you will be far away from the circus. You will be making your own music. You will be dancing to your own rhythm, your own beat, and you will not have to bow down to a ringmaster. So this is what waits you if you do those things, if you make those corrections, if you trust yourself, if you lean into your intuition, if you write out your vision, and if you use that as a plan instead of just a poster that we do. And oh man, what is this? Okay. So now, if you don't, oh, okay. If you don't do those things, what you're going to get here is the Seven of Swords. And so the Seven of Swords is showing, hmm, yes. The Seven of Swords is showing, this is what came up, so I'm going to take it first. Is showing what will happen if you do not do those things. If you do not lean into your own intuition. If you do not let go of your attachments to this person, to the time you spent, to the things you've invested. If you don't allow yourself to do that, you're going to always be walking on edge. You're going to get to a place where the night gets long. You're going to get to a place where the only light in your life will come from the moon. You're going to get to a place where you're going to have to creep around with your own, you know, way of getting rid of stuff or people in your hands, right? You're going to find yourself having to be less than who you are. You're not going to be standing tall. And you're just going to be surrounded by people. I don't know what happened. I don't even know what that was. Okay, hold on. Um, yeah. So you're not going to have the kind of people that that will celebrate you, that will share in your joy. In fact, you'll have people who'll be running to tell on you, right? You'll have people who will be like telling other people telling on you, like, she's trying to get away. Oh, she's got plans to get away. And that's not what you need. You don't need people sounding the alarm as you're trying to sneak out once again. You need a life where you are celebrating with people in the same energy. Your heavenly helpers, your friends, your family embracing you back, um, whomever it is, the people you have yet to meet but haven't been able to meet because you've allowed yourself, and I'm saying aloud right now, but you've allowed yourself to be trapped by shame. You've allowed yourself to be trapped by attachments. You've allowed yourself to be trapped by thinking this person was a soulmate and all they are is a twin flame. You're toxic for each other. You're not good for this lifetime. Okay? And so if you don't let go, if you don't lean into your vision, you're going to be diminished. You're going to be more and more being less than who you are. You won't be able to stand tall. You'll be on edge. You'll find yourself becoming a more violent version of you. And that's not what you want. And then finally, we got the Knight of Swords here, and we got the Knight of Swords in reverse. Now, this is interesting. Um, what part of the story is this? Um, oh, yeah. Well, first of all, that's not what you want. You don't want to be, because we went from this person to this person, right? You don't want to be that person where you have to sneak away off in the dark of night, where you lose who you are, um, and standing tall. Like that's not what you want. But what I'm also getting from this is you make things hard. You make things harder for yourself. You make things harder than it actually is. Because um if even in that case, if you don't take action, you'll never know that there was your escape waiting for you the whole time. If you notice in the upright, there is a motorcycle off in the distance, and you're having to break a run for it, right? And you have redness on your feet. Um, and this is saying, though, that if you don't take action, you'll never know. You'll never know. While you don't, I mean, at the end of the day, the end of the day, you will be leaving. At the end of the day, somehow, some way, some shape or form. And you could choose to leave with your own, on your own terms, or you'll find yourself leaving in a different way. And we won't go into what that way is. Um, so basically, let's take a look real quick at what the books of these cards mean. I'm going to try to remember what I said they mean. But basically, um, the message here is trust yourself. The message here is it's time to go. The message here is let go of these attachments. The message here is that it's just time. Like period. It's time. Period. Point blank. Period. 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 It's time. Okay. So just to go by this is in the light thing. So yes. So see choice, duality, lover. Um, while this says healthy boundaries and soulmates, I'm still sticking with, because of the overarching message, that this is not a soulmate. This is your twin flame. So yeah, so you guys are magnetic to each other, but again, his darkness draws out your light. And so then we get to temperance again. And temperance is saying, this says alchemy and blending masculine and feminine balance. It's talking about balance, but that's not what's happening here. Again, this is talking about you having help. There's help here who would help you. Um, they've been helping you like to keep this away from you, to keep keep y'all separated or to, they've been protecting you. That's what's been happening, is that they've been protecting you. Um, so that's why it hasn't ended in the other way, because there has been protection. But now it's time to go. I can't stress how much that's the answer, is that now it's time to go. Again, with vision, with strategy, with planning, but now it's time to go. And so in the shadow here, it says dishonesty. It says being all talk and no action. It says falling into gossip or arrogance with your communication. Um, what I can tell you here, because they're saying remain open to the unexpected lessons, share truthfully and delight in every interaction. What I could tell you here is, as an example, I had an aunt who was in, I guess, almost a twin flame type of relationship, and she did not walk away from it. And instead, what she became was less of who she was, and it just makes you more bitter. It makes you like sneakier too. It makes you like all these different things. And that's what ended up happening to her. And that will happen to you, not using your insight and all that stuff. Um, all right, and then let's go here. So far though, like this is told the story that it needs to tell. It definitely has. Now those of you who are more expert at the reading, by all means, y'all can drop some more stuff down there and let us know. Um, but yeah, so this is celebration, prosperity, an important event or milestone, gathering of souls, kindreds, stability in your home, relationships, stuff like that. And then again, now we have the Seven of Swords, and this is lying to yourself and others, a need for perspective or honesty, secrets, something stolen, taking more than your fair share, being held back by imposter syndrome. So, yeah. And again, like I said, it's being less of yourself. I feel like, okay. And then Knight of Swords. And then Knight of Swords. It says here, unfocused, scatter energy, impatience, acting too quickly, the need for a logical solution, feeling held back, stalling, being hard edged and emotionally unavailable, unpredictability. I don't see more of that. Yeah, so if you're feeling scattered, distracted, blocked, actually spend time organizing your thoughts and making sure that all your energy is hurtling in the same direction. So, yeah, don't move too fast. Again, get that strategy going on, get the strategy going on, get your vision in place. This is 6 cards, and I feel like you're supposed to have a 7. So let's cap this reading. What is the what's the punctuation on this message? So again, the overarching part of it, there we go. The Hierophant. All right, the Hierophant, the Hierophant, the Hierophant. Huh. All right. Um, I'm gonna take a look at what they're saying, but as I'm looking, I'm gonna tell you that what I got from the Hierophant for you in this Light Seers tarot deck, what I got for the Hierophant is joy awaits, right? Joy awaits, even though it's usually like people have used it for like government and order and things of that nature. For you, and in this deck here, it says tradition, a lesson, spiritual leader or guide, enlightenment, awakening, and service of spirit, formal education, training, etc. But the key word here is new paradigm. So it says here, if you've been stuck in an old tradition or a structured way of acting or being that is no longer serving you, it is time to let it fall away in order to make space for a better version of you. This is the gateway between your divine source and your and you, the seeker. So I'm going to tell you, joy does await, because this is becoming fully you. This is becoming the person who you were meant to be and like, look at this. This is complete difference. This is a complete difference. One is filled with light and love. It's red, it's joyous, it's, red, yellow, gold. There's a lotus there. I think that's a lotus. And what I know about lotuses is that they grow in the murkiest type of water. They're this beautiful flower that grows in the murkiest type of water, which tends to parallel to the butterfly metaphor of being a caterpillar. Some people think they're cute, but for the most part, they're an insect. Just a little. I don't want to say it very negatively, but they're ground creatures where the sky is literally supposed to be your playground. And here I see you getting grounded with yourself. I see you um becoming who it is that you're meant to be, putting it all in place and living this life in which you find joy and peace and full happiness. That's what that is what awaits you if you listen to your intuition, if you lean into your vision, if you let go of your attachments to, again, the time you've invested in this relationship, or to the shame that has ridden with you, the guilt and all those things. You got to let that go because it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you. And what's on the other side is for you to find joy, peace, wholeness, everything beautiful. So that was for my Cassies out there, my women, my men, my every other type who are in relationships that do not serve them, that have stolen, that they've now allowed to steal their light. You're being told right now is the time for you to let that go. Just let it go. So if those cards are telling your story, I hope you listen to the message. You are worth so much more than what you're holding on to right now. And if you would like to dive into your own personal reading and get a little deeper, feel free to book your own intuitive clarity session by following the link on the screen or by going to my bio and following those links, or even diving into the description, because y'all, there are several ways to get this done, and I can't wait to see you on the other side.